Hey everyone, this is my 11-inch M4 iPad Pro, and over the last few weeks I've had the iPad Pro in this case. This is the Spigen Urban Fit case, and I've spent some time with it now, so what I'd like to do in this video is tell you what this case is all about and give you my thoughts on it. The Spigen Urban Fit case is available in black, rose gold and midnight green. It's a folio style case that can stand upright, flat, or lying down at an angle for taking notes or drawing. The outside of the case is a coarse nylon fabric, and the inside cover is soft vegan faux leather. The cover supports auto sleep and wake, and the case has space for your pencil too. As you can see here, I opted for the midnight green colour. The first thing I noticed when I took the case out was just how nice it is to hold in your hand. The inner shell that protects your iPad Pro has some flex in it, which makes it incredibly easy to put your iPad Pro in and out of the case. The case has a wide footprint because the inner shell has storage for your pencil, with Spigen quoting the case dimensions as 7.55 by 10 by 0.47 inches, which is 19.18 by 25.4 by 1.19 centimeters. There are many alternative iPad Pro cases that offer more protection, but the Urban Fit case was enticing to me as it had a good balance between portability, weight, and protection. It's just not as bulky as the ultra protective cases that are also available on the market. With a screen protector applied, my Apple iPad Pro weighed in at 483 grams and my Apple Pencil Pro weighed 19 grams, for a combined weight of 502 grams. On its own, the Spigen Urban Fit case weighs 346 grams. The Apple iPad Pro increases the weight to 829 grams, with the Apple Pencil Pro bringing the total weight up to 848 grams. That's still a lightweight computing solution that is easy to carry around. All of the cutouts on the case work as expected. I've tested the case with several charging cables and not had any connection issues. The buttons are responsive too, and the speakers and microphones still work perfectly. The case also has good protection for the iPad Pro's rear cameras, and the inner shell is raised above the iPad Pro's display a few millimeters too. At the time of recording, the Spigen Urban Fit currently retails at £23.99 in the UK and $34.99 in the USA, which I think is a fair price for a case of this quality. So I've spent a few weeks with the Spigen Urban Fit, and this is a case that I can recommend, especially at this price point. I really do love the midnight green colour that I chose, and I really do love the textured feel on the back and the front, and the inner faux leather is really nice too. You can see the auto wake, auto sleep working there as well, and it's just a nice case overall. I could have opted for a bulkier case that offered more protection, but I think there's a nice balance here between protecting your iPad Pro but still being quite slimline, still being quite light. So yeah, overall I'm very happy with it. Like all of you, when I bought the iPad Pro, I looked at a lot of different cases. I was looking at a case, or hoping to buy a case that had, got it upside down here, that had a Microsoft Surface kickstand style, something that you can position the tablet into any angle. But I didn't really see many options for that. It's just, there's not a lot of great cases out at the moment. So I opted for this. This is a folio style case. And for the benefit of those of you who don't know, with a folio style case, you fold it up like a little triangle. And that is the angle that you get. And that's the main viewing angle you're probably going to be using it at, that kind of angle there. And you can obviously put it down like that. If you're drawing or something, if you're taking notes, that's a really good angle as well. And for the most part, I've been really happy with that angle. But if there's any reason I don't want that angle, I can just fold it up at the back and just position it where I want. Or I can take the iPad out as well, take the iPad Pro out. What I'd like to do now is show you the buttons and show you the pencil integration. Things that you should be aware of. Now, the power button here is directly on iPad Pro. Works great. But if you notice here, you can see this part at the top here for pencil integration, Apple Pencil Pro integration. It's, it's like an inch thick here. And these buttons here obviously go through this block. There's like a little mechanism so that when you press that, it still works great. And it does work great. I've not, had any problems with that whatsoever. It does feel like you're just pressing the iPad Pro buttons. So yeah, buttons are great. No issues with that. No issues with the cutout, etc. The big thing though, of course, is the pencil integration, because that is a big part of this case. I think that if you don't have an Apple Pencil Pro or a third-party stylus and you have no intention of buying one, you probably shouldn't buy this case, because that integration is there. It's not going anywhere. And I would recommend buying a case that, just went round the edges here, because if not, you're going to have this big space here. It's just not ideal. So I really would recommend this case to only those of you who are intending to use a stylus. Now, if you are using a stylus, I found that the third-party stylus that I've got is exactly the same size as the official Apple Pencil Pro. But if you do have a bigger stylus, you're going to struggle to get it in here. In fact, even with the official Apple Pencil Pro, I'm not going to say you squash it in, but sometimes it feels that way. Maybe if you don't catch it right, that you're squashing it in. The good thing about that, it does mean that it's in there. It's not going anywhere. If you put it upside down, the pencil's not going to fall out or anything like that. So that's quite good. It's obviously been made to the exact dimensions of the Apple Pencil Pro. One thing to note is on their official website, they do have a small note saying it doesn't officially charge the Apple Pencil. And on Amazon, it says it does, but it does charge. And if I move it, you can see that it is charging. But you may have also noticed one little thing there, is that when you're squashing the Apple Pencil Pro in, you don't always get it at the right angle. So if you put it in like that, at a certain angle, it won't charge. You kind of have to spin it around until it catches, and then it will charge. This is a first world problem, but just be aware that sometimes when you squash it in, you just assume that it's going to automatically charge. It doesn't. You have to make sure that you catch it in the right area, and then it will start charging. Now, the other thing it's got here is this. It's like a little holder for the Apple Pencil Pro. It's like that. It feels really kind of stuck. You really have to squash it in, but it does feel that it's really stuck in there. But there have been a few times where I've moved it and it's fell out by accident. Maybe because I didn't put it in, deep enough or something, but I don't know. I don't see myself using that personally, but it is maybe for artists who like to put their pencil down like that. Don't know. Personally, I would have done without it. It doesn't really offer anything for me personally, but it is there. So yeah, pencil integration, I think, is key. Be aware that if you do have a bigger stylus, if you've got a third-party one that's too big, it really isn't going to work here, because even with third-party styluses, even with the official stylus, you kind of need to squash it in there. But the integration is good. It does charge, and it's really secure in there. And you can see that when the pencil is on, you can see it at the back there. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about what the Spigen Urban Fit case is all about. I'll leave links down below to the official website and to the Amazon listing, which is where I bought it. If you've got any questions, please do leave a comment below. But until next time, take care.